We have just released a new version of SpreadsheetWeb full of exciting new features. We can group these features in two main categories, designer and dashboard features. Let's start with designer features. We have added a new output control called gauge. Here's a simple designer application with gauges. There are three types of gauges supported: standard gauge, dial gauge, and digital gauge. In this version, we have added a new type of radio button control. Radio button with icons. As you can see, the first control is a standard radio button. The second control is the list box type radio button. And the third one is what we have added, which is called radio button with icons. Similarly, we have also extended the slider control by adding two new types. This particular control is our standard slider control, while the next one is a slider control with background. And the third one is the other new control. It is called the slider with buttons. We have also extended the required property to list box and radio button controls. Before this version, only text boxes could be made required. In this application, the first input is set to required. As soon as I make any other selection, it will display a message below the required input, and it won't let me navigate away from this page. We have added new capabilities into our grid control. You can now trigger calculations directly inside the pop-up forms. Let's take a look at this project management application. It allows you to create and manage projects in a company. Let's create a new project. Project 1. Let's assign a project manager, Jane Doe. Project start date, project end date. Next, let's add team members to this project. Let's add Jane Doe, Paul Smith, Audrey. So we have three team members, and then let's move on to assigning tasks for the project. Add a new task, preparation phase, requirement gathering. Let's assign this task to Paul, and then let's set number of hours, 20 hours, and as soon as I enter hours, the cost calculation is automatically triggered, because cost calculations are formulas in the Excel file. They're automatically calculated in the form. You can see the results before you hit save. I can do the same thing with start date, end date, and it will automatically calculate number of days before I hit save. Now I can hit save. Another powerful feature added to our grid control is the ability to hide rows by formula-driven conditions. In this application, we only want the admin level users to edit and assign tasks. Also, each assignee can only view their own tasks in the grid. Now let's continue assigning tasks to other team members. Hit New. Select another team member, Audrey. Set hours and start and end date. And hit save. Let's add another one. Call this requirement document. And let's assign this to Jane. 60 hours. Start date. And end date. Hit save. Now we have 3 tasks, one for each team member. Hit save to save this project in the database. Now I will log in and open this project as one of the team members, Paul Smith. Go to the Data tab for Project Management Application. We have one project. Click Edit. Go to the Tasks page. As you can see, Paul can only see and edit his own tasks. All other tasks assigned to other team members in this project are hidden from him. We have also added a new feature to create applications with wizard type navigation. A user can navigate through pages by pressing Next and Back buttons. But it can also handle complex scenarios where some of the pages may become enabled or disabled depending on the input selections during the user session. Now let me demonstrate this functionality in a simple application. This application consists of 6 pages in addition to the home page. Visibility of each page is controlled by these checkboxes. Now let's go ahead and hide some of the pages. I will hide page 2 and page 4. Now let's start the navigation. Hit Next. It'll go to page 1. Hit Next. It will jump to page 3. Skip page 2. Hit Next again. It will jump to page 5 and skip page 4. That was hidden. Now let's go back. Hit Back. It will skip page 4 and go to the next one in the reverse page order. In this version, we've also added several new features to our dashboard module. In order to demonstrate those, let me load this sales dashboard. I'm loading it up in edit mode, which means that I can edit and change the look and feel and the features of this particular dashboard. So this is essentially a sales dashboard created based on a sales data of a fictitious company. We have a number of different visualizations. We have a bar chart showing the annual sales by years. We have a map showing sales by state. And we have a pivot table that shows sales and profits by salesperson and the quantity of shipment by years and month to identify any seasonality. Now you can see that there is a text functionality up here. So this is a new control that we've implemented. So it's called text control. It allows you to create a rich text, and you can write it in HTML format or in this rich text editor and embed it into your dashboard. So this basically helps you to create informational text or embed some images, company logos, etc. Another new feature that we implemented is in filter capabilities. As you know, filter is a functionality that allows you to filter the dashboard based on the data fields. In this case, we have, in this data set, we have data sets like salesperson, client ID, month, profit, quantities, and so on and so forth. The first feature that we implemented here is the ability to change the filter type. If you go to the Actions menu and select Edit, this menu allows you to change the filter type. By default, text type of filters are selected or created as multi-select, while numeric fields are created as a slider. But you can change them. You can change them into checkbox, combo box, radio button, slider, or text box control. So that's one new feature that we implemented. Another feature that we implemented is the ability to pin a filter. Now, if I go ahead and pin salesperson and then save the dashboard. So what this does is makes salesperson filter, only the salesperson filter, available in read-only mode. Now, all filters are available in edit mode, but only the pinned filters are available in read-only mode. So to do that, I open the same dashboard in read-only mode on another browser. Now, as you can see, let me refresh it again, reload everything. So you can see that the filter box is here, and if I open up the filter box, only the salesperson filter is available, because that's the only pin filter. I can pin additional filters if I want to make those filters available to the consumers of this dashboard. This is the users who access it in read-only mode. So this feature can be very handy in various situations. Another feature that we implemented in dashboard is to lock a particular filter. So how do you use one, and under what conditions you would use it? Let's assume that I want to make this dashboard's data available from years 2013 and above. In other words, I don't want to make the years 2007 to 2012 available to the read-only users. To make this easy, I'm going to change the filter type to slider. And then I will simply select years from 2013 to 2018. So everything is filtered, and now all I need to do is to click lock and save. So now these fields, these years, are locked in the dashboard that is available to the read-only users. So if I bring back my dashboard in read-only mode, hit refresh, now you see that only years 2013 to 2018 are available. And there's no way for this user to access other years because year filter is not available. It's not pinned. It's only available to edit users. So this is another feature that makes things easier to control what type of data the end users can access or cannot access. Another useful feature we implemented in Dashboard is download data feature. As you can see on each visualization, there is a download as CSV button. It means that if I click on this button, it will basically download this data in CSV format that I can open in Excel. So this is the downloaded data based on the active filter. So it's basically what you see on the visualization, and this is the data for that visualization. In this version, we also added a performance-related feature. Some dashboards or some visualizations may contain large number of data, thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of data points. Obviously, creating a visualization with hundreds of thousands of data points will take time. And let's take a look at this particular visualization, which is a global historical hurricanes. If I load this up, and by the way, there are tens of thousands of data points on this data set. So what it does is that it shows me a message that says default data limit is exceeded for this visualization. If you want to load all of the data, click load, otherwise click cancel. So it gives you a choice. If it is not a type of visualization that you want to really see, or you want to wait until it loads all of that data point, you can simply click cancel. So it will only load the limit. In this particular case, the limit is 1,000, but this limit is configurable on the server. So for those customers who have a server license or private cloud license would be able to control this limit. But those who have a public cloud license would not be able to have control over it because it's set on the server level. But you can still load the entire data. By simply clicking load, it will basically load the entire data associated with this visualization.